make this wild and free cross stitch pattern. Pull everything out here, show you what it comes with. It's a pretty nice kit. So the string, the instructions, got the needle there, blunt needle, a canvas, and the nice picture frame that it's going to go into. Alright, put everything aside here. Along with everything in the kit, you'll need some embroidery scissors, some light string, and we are going to just get one strand from the string. So I'm going to stretch my string out and push down on the edges to kind of fray it out and just pull that one out of normally 6 strands. I'm going to hold the others down and just pull that one out. Don't worry, it won't knot up as long as you do it one at a time. And then you just need to straighten the rest of them out, and then you can tidy them up and put them away for later use, like I'm doing there. Going to thread this one string into the needle that was given to me. The trick my grandmother taught me was to lick my fingers and put it on the end whenever I put the needle through. What I'm doing here is I found the middle and I just go through and put this in as a guide. I don't tie it down or anything, just go about every 5 down and put it in, counter down 5 and go up. You can do any interval you want. I just like intervals of 5. This is to help you find your center and it makes it a lot easier to count when we are applying our actual thread. So while I do the other side to make a cross, here's my dog Storm and Lucky. Quick view, Lucky's on top, Storm's the big Labrador. Alright, now I have finished the cross in here. It's just to help you, guide you while we're working on it. These will come out, so I do not have them tied in any way. So I'm showing you there. That's the extra string. I'm putting it in a jar. Grandma always said to save your extra string. It'll look real pretty in the future. Alright. So here are my colors already laid out. I have the orange, which looks like an equal sign. That's shown there. The aqua looks like a plus sign. It's right next to it. Don't know why I looked at the orange again. And then the dots, the brown. That dark line is what we're going to outline the black with. It's going to be a back stitch later on. So the arrows that you see right there are the green lines that we've used the really light string for to help us for our guide. So we can follow those and that's our center. So now we need 2 strands of the brown because that's the color we're choosing to start with. I'm going to fray it out again like I did the first piece, and again just hold one end firmly and pull that one string out as much as I can all the way. If it gets kind of tangled up, you just gotta pull the other end. Straighten it out, that's a really important step, and then you do it again to get 2 strands. Now we're gonna put our 2 strands together and straighten them out, and then thread these through with our needle. We're going to count to the center as over 3. And to start this stitch, I'm just going to put my needle right through that center hole, pull it down through, and then hold the extra with my thumb so it doesn't go through even if I pull kind of hard. Count over 3 holes 3, poke through, and this is what's going to start the cross stitch. Is I go diagonally up over that square and poke it in the hole diagonal to where my string currently is. You're just going to do that 3 times and make sure to go, make sure to go over that the string that we have lined up to make sure it stays into place, doesn't come out in the future. And then just get right next to it. Now that I've got the 3 strings, I've pulled that piece that I was holding with my thumb through the back, as you can see there, and I'm going to finish out the rest of that column. I like to weave under, over that back stitch. It just helps to keep that stitch that I was holding with my thumb in better. It holds our string into the canvas and it gives it a harder chance of falling out in the future. Now that I've gotten all of the columns through, I'm going to go over and make all of the crosses. It looks a lot better if you can continue to have all of the X's look the same way. If you mess up and it doesn't happen that way, where all the X's don't have the same over under, it's no big deal. It just looks a little bit more uniform if they all have the same looking stitch. Now I've finished that, and I'm going to just cut off that piece that I was holding with my thumb, all that excess. Don't want it in there anymore. And I'm going to put it back into my jar of scrap string. Now I'm going to go right above it and continue that pattern. Looks like it's the same number, just right above it. But you need to make sure you go diagonal up 1, because if you hit the same hole you just went out of, you're just going to take that original stitch that you just did out. So you do have to go up a little bit diagonal to make sure you don't just take the stitch right back out. Again, same process. Now I'm going to go the other direction. Again, keeping all of my X's uniform. All right. Now I get to do just 2. So I'm going to make sure I count over enough and use those. Okay, so now that we have the top side of our plus done, we need to go straight down, try to follow that line all the way down straight to make the bottom 2 stitches, or 4 stitches rather. And to make them, you just follow the line straight down. That way the string won't show up anywhere in the back. If you were just to go over the spaces that would not get filled up by other string, you would be able to see it. It'd be pretty obvious to see. So we don't want to do that. That's why we're trying to be cautious and make sure we go straight down the line. If there's any, again, that was a mess up, just, you know, you tend to be able to find them, you can just pull them out real quick and simple. Now here's the back stitch. What you want to do is you want to weave in and out again. So I'm skipping the first stitch that I just did, and I'm going to go into the next one, pull the string all the way through, and I'm going to weave in and out. You can't see it, but I went up a level, and I'm going to go in the next two, make sure my needle goes under two and over one. Now I'm going to go back through and under the one that I just went over on that row, and I'm going back down to that bottom row, and so I'm going to go under the two that I just went over. This helps hold your string into place without the need of a knot. It just looks a lot better, but it is very sturdy. You don't have to worry about your string falling out at any point while you're working on that. So here we're going to do the back stitch in black. I am taking the string, and just like how we finish it, we're gonna just start it the same way. So you're gonna weave in and out of the back strings a few times. I like to do 3 just to make sure it gets in there. And then going one square at a time, you're gonna go in and out, or through the front and then through the back one square. Then skip a hole, pull the string out, and then go back to where your previous string is already showing on the front of the piece. This is the best way to do a back stitch and keep the string full and shown all the way around as the outline. We're just going to do this on all of the letters and the plus sign and around the arrows. Okay, so now that I've finished everything, I'm going to pull the string, the fine string through and back out that we used as a guide is now done its duty and it can go. Just going to try to, what I couldn't get rid of, I would have cut off front and the back. This one I could pull through pretty easy and I didn't have any issues with. Now I'm going to try to take out and just roughly figure out what I need to cut off so it'll fit into its frame. I didn't care too much, so I didn't measure it more. If you really want it to be center, I would try to measure that a little bit more. And that's what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to cross stitch with a kit, and see you next time. Live wild and free. Thanks.